Perry has already got the Alistair hovered, and it'll be an insta-lock response here. So T1 have a very fantastic dive composition here, where the Maokai sets up, you burst with Jace, and then Kai'Sa follows up with the Renekton to kill a single target.
Looking forward to that mid lane, absolutely, this time around. But guys, we're ready. Let's hop on the rift for game one. Here we go, onto the rift, game one. If you are joining just now, and you missed our whole lead up into this one, unlike challengers, this is a very opportune moment to ask, where is Faker? In challengers, we get that all the time, and it's funny because people just don't understand that it's the challenger stream, and of course Faker doesn't play for the challengers team, but Poby does. And he's filling in for Faker, who has a bit of an injured arm and is resting it at the moment. We're hoping him the best and hoping that he can recover very nicely. But for now, Poby is going to be subbing in, and we're looking forward to his performance coming up from Challengers, the T1 Challengers.
Not the kind of guy to say stuff like that. Poby's going for a level 1 here.
What is this? He's bringing a Challenger energy into this game. Gets a huge cheer from the crowd. And I mean, I'm excited. I want to see new players do this.
Yeah. Pushed out a lane at level 4, down 9 CS, forced to teleport early. Now Juan's going to make a play up here topside.
Ooh, nicely handled by Zeus. Notes it's coming in early. The second that Rascal's got that counter-strike and he's moving towards...
Barrel will try to with level 3, look for a crash down engage. Uh-oh.
Ooh, Carrier kind of messing that one up, but is going to get the flash out of Barrel at least. As
all lead here in the top lane, and that's it.
Here we go again, but this time Juan is here, and he does not respect that. Has to flash away after doing a huge amount of damage to Fade, at least. But Juan comes in, a simple flash takeaway. And that's something that you'll note if you watch, and is the players in the LCK are much more respectful of like jungle pathing, what could be happening. That's why we see a lot of passive play, because they don't want to really play into that. Challengers players, sometimes they don't think about that. They're like, well, I have an angle, I'm out hands this guy, I'm gonna get the damage, and it's like, oh crap, there's a jungler here.
Guma is gonna get crashed down on Glacial Augment, gonna slow him.
Maokai here, he is going to elect to cleanse rather than flash, and now the Dragon's getting in on it. Takes a pot shot at the weakened Kai'Sa. That wasn't very friendly.
No, it's certainly not. That's going to deny Dragon, as well as didn't actually catch the runes. But he'll be able to use that to quickly get the Shiv online and then push towards 2 items here. And this is a very different way than T1 normally plays. They normally try to play to get Guma ahead early. This time, he's kind of done it a little bit on his own. Oh, he has cookies, of course, yeah.
Yeah, cookies and Cosmic. So a big trade up in the top side once again. Zeus clears out the wave, but Rascal's going forward, but now just able to zone him away with the counter-strike. And Juon's been hovering the top side of the map all the time, as honestly he should. As now, Zeus in a little bit of trouble. He is going to get the plate, but this Jax might come back to bite him, as here comes Sejuani. Very nice flash, but Zeus is able to slice away. Unfortunately, there is an ult that comes in, and
Blast Plant?
Nope. No Blast Plant to save him this time. So nicely done by DRX on the top side. They fight.
Rift Herald down for Fate.
Yeah.
And he's going to pick up some plate gold himself.
Fate's in a good spot.
Lots of advantages here for DRX across the board. Sunderer for Rascal here. Sub 11 minutes.
Got a fight in the bottom side. Carrier here, Unbreakable Will is up. He is going to get rooted though, and kept around for way too long. The permafrost comes through, and Carrier is going down. They even feed that kill over to Paddock, as now but he did not elect to go for it.
Yeah. Get some cookies as Zeus.
Uh-oh. Stun comes down. No flash for Zeus. He does have Dominus, but no way to survive against 3. As DRX able to come up here.
And there's
another kill.
There's no cross map here. Owner has ult and flash, but there's no opportunity mid. Azir is gone. Rascal's down here with flash too.
Yeah.
This is a really awkward spot for T1 to contest, and I think they should definitely just walk away. This comp is so
There will be a lot of action in this game as T1 actually pulling off of it now. Rascal trying to make his way in. Let's see how this one's going to go as the ult is thrown into Zeus, who doesn't really care about that. Just hit the eye one time, they say, as a big counter-strike does come in. As Carrier tries to get the counter-engage in the eye, he will pick it up, but will have to flash this wall just to survive. Doesn't look like he should be able to either with counter-strike again. That should be 2 kills. Oh, the headbutt comes in.
Rascal does have flash. I mean, they could force this.
Oh, Rascal is just on a tear right now. Zeus in a lot of trouble as he's ticking down. The minions trying to help out, but Rascal will survive.
Ward goes down here. It can leap into the brush and get away. And man, 5 kills to 0 here.
As well, there's no Dominus or Flash this time. As Juhan incredibly tanky, they are looking for it. He's tanking up the turret, and yeah, there's just no escape for Zeus as Juhan even gets the aftershock, and Zeus once again just being bullied up there.
The Jax has the Sejuani, the Renekton does not, and with a lead like this, it's just not much that Zeus can do. Can't even speak ill of him. He's been camped, and all of the resources went to Poby in the mid lane. Speaking of...
Okay, crash down, but here we have Keria now, the Magnus Storm, just to try to survive, and a big knockup comes in from Keria as, gonna be pushed away by Fate, and Poby just barely able to survive after that. They do get another charge here on the Rift Herald. There's a little sniperoo comes in from Guma, but doesn't look like he's gonna R into that one.
Rascal also gets the top side of the map. Excuse me, guys, something got in my throat, but Guma's lucky here.
Yeah, nice sidestep. Unfortunately, Juhan is just so tanky at this point in time that there is no...
With a lead like this,
another fight. And Zeus, he is able to get the turret, but he is still fighting against Rascal, so he gives over more gold, more XP to the Fed. Carrier right there, even with this Infernal Drake about to spawn. Spoby's taking a fight against the Fed Jax. Definitely not the guy you want to go for. As now we got TPs coming in. DRX are hounding down T1.
Teleport interrupted by Renekton.
Nice. That is a very important interrupt, but still Keria is going to go down. Rascal getting lower and lower, but he does have that Divine Sunder. Knows that he just wants to keep the T1 members around as the Hop is going to come in. Doesn't even need the flash. Has stopwatch. And is buying a lot of time as the team comes over, but a little bit too little too late, as Poby's going to get the big shutdown here on the Jax.
Yeah, definitely need to be careful about these ones, DRX. So Poby getting a lot of money here on the first kill of the game.
And they're going to be able to hand it over to Juhan at least, so... Yeah, you do get some money into your Gs.
Jax here for this one, as he is going to teleport in, but won't be able to flash for the engage. And T1, still, regardless, will respect this squad, knowing that Rascal has teleport.
Yeah.
And they walk away.
Poby wasn't alive either, so if they were able to buy like 8 seconds, Poby would have respawned, and maybe he could like TP in and perhaps they force something, but instead, he's just TPing to the top side. He says, everybody's on the Infernal Drake. We just saw Rascal TP in, so I'm going to get some value over on the top side of the map. They're doing the Baron.
Yeah, this replay is long.
So we have no idea how this was set up, as Owner just selects to give it up. They're just not in position to take it down. Maybe Guma got chunked, we don't know. Went back and bought an item, and DRX is just going to pick up a free Baron. They absolutely have the damage to do against the Baron buff. They're trying to clear these waves. Let's see what DRX have got as they throw in an ult. They're trying to just push Owner out of the mid lane, and they are going to do a decent job of that. Meanwhile, down on the bottom side, Zeus popping Dominus, trying to survive under his own turret.
Yeah, and I mean, that's Baron. And this poke, unfortunately, not going to land as an awkward angle, but obviously the minions are in the way here, the massive minion wave they need to deal with. And they're going to actually split attention between Drake and Baron and do everything. Look at the ward control over the Drake, so they know they can two-man this. They'll maintain a little bit of presence around Baron so T1 can't T1 it. And then, why as they could have been if it was an even game state here, for Poby to actually land some of that poke, but he's mostly just hitting the Sejuani now. Control ward here in the pit. Juhan's got the edge controlled, and this is an easy Baron call here with the damage they have.
Yeah, they're going to start it up. Let's see if T1 can get in position for this. The Nature's Grasp comes out, and DRX just pull off of it entirely. Another big shock blast into Fate. They're looking for an engage. A little bit late to the party, but they are going to get it onto Poby, and there's the Magnet Storm into that backline, but the damage is not there. As Beryl goes down, it looks like the T1 support will as well. Meanwhile, Zeus is just dead. Not sure why he's taking that fight there, but maybe Rascal able to...
We'll get a replay. We'll get a replay. It doesn't necessarily answer your question.
Should be Baron, though.
But I mean, it absolutely will be.
Still up, but we'll have to wait and see as Poby now elects to go down.
Rascal is like, this is my game. This is my Rift. I'm level 18 now, and kill the Maokai.
It's going to come down to a smite fight, but Owner's not going to be able to get it. and that is going to be the end of that. The Baron now on top of the Jax, who is now level 18.
Yep. And that's going to be the inhibitor down, as he will take the empowered. DRX moved away from Owner's ult there, and once that's down, that's the biggest enemy of DRX's comp. If they're all rooted in place, they can't combo, as Poby a victim again.
Yeah, Magnet Storm should be free as he's trying to trade back a little bit. Fake gonna take that kill, as this is becoming a landslide victory now to the side of DRX. Zeus down to 0 and 5, as it has been a masterclass in the top lane more than anything else. You know, we were looking at Poby and, you know, how is this going to work for T1? And perhaps the teamwork is not at 100% right now, but still, you got to give credit to DRX. They're looking really good from ahead here.
Yeah. And I think we will see a big draft focus change on the Sejuani lane in this next one. I think maybe Sejuani is banned, or T1 pick it away on blue side here, because Jack's going to have a huge advantage. They used it well, and that's another inhibitor down.
Yeah, absolutely is. We do have 3 of them gone, and the Baron buff still here for 1:15, which is just an incredible amount of time at this point. As TP now into the bottom side, onto the super minion. Nature's Grasp is going to come in, nice engaged from the side of Keria. Juhan in a little bit of trouble, but he's just so tanky. Even a stopwatch for Podok, like they've got everything in this one. Another big knock-up from Keria, but unfortunately, their armor is too thick, and nobody is going to go down. DRX will take this one 19-2 in kills as they dominate T1 in game number 1.
Very decisive game from DRX. They took an early lead in the top side, and they were able to push those advantages. For something like this, to be honest, Beryl is iconic Heimerdinger back from the Damwon days. He's going to lock it in. My problem with the Braum is that while he can tank a lot of damage, he usually buys time for re-engage, which is not necessarily what DRX comp is going to be perfect at here with this LeBlanc Varus. And if he dies, that's a cash-in every time. Whereas the Heimerdinger is you much and slow and methodical on objectives set up with those.
See how this one goes. We're hopping on the rift for game 2. Very curious to see how this Nocturne is going to play out amongst everything else. You talked about simple compositions, and T1 definitely have one, but doesn't feel like DRX have nearly as easy. It feels like it's a medium to advanced version of a composition. You've got to be Rascal who gets all the help. It's Zeus who's got Owner up here at level 3. A quick bottom side of the map clear into straight top lane gank. Here he comes as Rascal has Counter-Strike, just going to hop away. And, well, looks like Zeus messed up his body slam. Didn't see exactly what happened there, but nothing is going to happen to the Jax. He does have the wave in a very good spot.
Okay, well now he's going to get the extended gank.
Yeah, and Rascal gets baited into this one. He uses Counter-Strike early. He's just clearing up the wave as he looks to go the other way. Flash body slam comes in, as now trying to come from the top side as Rascal flashes and then dies.
Yeah, I'm not sure about committing the flash on this one. I thought for a moment he just was like, I'm not going to be able to get out this time with the body slam coming through.
Here comes Juhan. He wants to double scuttle.
He's got red buff.
Against Owner, who is down a level and now is in a bit of a rough spot here. He is getting chunked down. He's going to have to flash a wall or just elect to die. He's going to...
Oh, he tricked him!
It's just a Q, I think. He just chases after him, right? Unless Owner can get his W back up for 3-2, and maybe Owner gets away. The Q is going to hit, but Owner will survive somehow, some way.
And it was a juke on the flash. I really thought you're dead. He's got red buff. You're absolutely going to die there. But he actually goes back the other body slam, and he's like, okay, I can get over the wall here. And unfortunately, it's not going to end up saving him.
Well, here comes a gank from Juhan again, and Rascal picks up a kill, so that's a trade of kills in the top side, something we did.
Comet trade is here's level 6, and Poby's way up in the lane.
And Rascal is here too, but so is Owner, as the Fury is going to come down, and he does dodge the stun with the shield, as in comes Rascal, scoops the kill, and now Owner is just left out to dry. It should be 2 over to the side of DRX, and Rascal picks up both of them. Kill, and like Rascal said, the game might be over. It's still very early to call it, as a nice cask here in the top side, but Rascal just walks it off. He's able to do, he can keep up with nearly with mid laners with Shiv, and he can do this. His ganks are insane as we have Zeus, who is setting it up very nicely. It's going to force the flash. Here comes Owner as the caster curse immediately strikes onto Juhan, who will eventually die. There he goes. Owner just going to cue that down. And yeah, the Nocturne farming, but he does die.
Yeah, he does end up dying here, fortunately.
Onto Fate. Lands a stun. Juhan is back. Doesn't have his ult back up yet, but this Rift Herald is going to be dropped down. Trying to give some plates over. Got a big rotation on in. 3 from both teams. Trying to hang around the mid lane.
Guma is not here, so I don't think you're going to be able to make an aggressive play to get a cash in or look for a pick here.
Spot here, they have a couple flashes. They have the Gragas joining up. It is going to be a straight-up 5v5 as Poby and Owner on the left, carrying Zeus on the right. As waiting for that engage, the Magnus Storm only hits the Nocturne, but they burst him 100 to 0. Down he goes. As now to that back line, we do have Poby extremely low, so is Keria, and the poking is coming out. DRX are playing this so well with the spacing. They take down 2 members, and they will win this fight as another hit is going to come in from Podok. This guy is a sniper. Why is this the first time he played the lethality virus? Nice body boop comes out, but Rascal is looking for more as the pokes are coming in at Guma. He wants to take those. Oh man, he goes down and he loses all of his stacks.
All of the stacks. So not a whole lot of good news. You would love to have, if it's Chemtech, so you feel really bad before because you're like, well, maybe we need to fight them. Maybe Guma gets a cash, and now that those stacks are lower, you're like, oh, I don't want to fight, we're behind, but we still need to get some sort of cash in. How does this comp work if we just end up losing control of the map? Which, by the way, with this Rift Herald crashing through and destroying the mid turret and the deep vision they have all through the top half of the jungle, it's just really, it's not coming up in a positive light here, the situation for T1. It's really hard to put. He's played it so many times. He knows how to play against it. This comp is so meta right now. And DRX, I mean, they are just not dropping the ball.
Trying to set up against Rascal. He does have Counter-Strike, but there's a lot of magic that's being thrown at him as the lights are turned off. And they come to save Rascal from the jungle. As Owner goes very deep for that one, and he will be punished. As Rascal will be saved. Meanwhile, we got Beryl versus Guma Yusi.
He's got an ult and a bunch of turrets.
More difficult to understand what's going on, the angles you have to take. As Rascal, speaking of angles, he is so tanky, he doesn't care. He's just running at them, and he might get punished for it. Yes, he will. That's a cash-in for Guma with the Whirling Death.
There's some hope.
Going to pick up that kill.
A little bit of hope. The poke is coming through from Fate, though, with that Shiv damage. They have the choke point controlled. Nobody really cares about, but I mean, plus 25 gold, I guess. There you go, Juhan.
There was that one guy on Twitter. I mean, it's not that nobody cares about it.
I mean, some people care, but
yeah. I mean, it offers 6% tenacity. And
problem, especially because they can. Yeah, this is funny. I mean, stuff like this, like he just has no idea.
Okay.
He has no idea.
He's dead. Yeah, this is just a dead Gragas.
He's dead, and it's not tank Gragas, so no, he just disappears. But you can't see top on demand. Look at the setup here. They've got a surround on DRX, but Keria is found.
Fade is doing so much damage. I mean, Poby's on half health. Owner is going to get into the pit. They're trying to take out Juhan, but he just engages onto Poby, flashes away as we got Chaos now on the Rift. Podok is going to be taken out as Owner found that angle, but they're not dealing with Rascal as this Baron is getting lower and lower. Juhan over the top, but he can't get the smite down. It still looks good for DRX to take the entire fight anyway, as Zeus the only one who just respawned. No, he did not get it.
He didn't get it.
DRX will wipe them on the Baron.
It's definitely not a 100% call by any means.
Bouncy bomb, bouncy boom boom as they turn off the lights, and a teleport's coming in, and DRX just say, well, that's fine. We can just back away. A Nocturne ultimate isn't, you know, the shortest cooldown, but
it's not the be-all, end-all, and you know what? T1 have great engage. I would love if DRX just go, okay, fine, you guys can just have the dragon. Because I don't want to fight this.
Hey man, Chemtech Drake is great.
But, I mean, the damage was done to some of these players. They're going to actually back and reset, and they just don't have vision. So even though they escape and still have their ultimates, they can't even get close. And if they
will carry us here,
you can flank, but you can't hide, you know?
Okay, so they're going to start the Baron.
They're trying to force a fight. They're trying to draw DRX out, but they've lost half their health bars.
Okay, well, this is desperate. They're trying to get on top of Beryl, and yeah, they do kill Beryl, and they lose Poby for it. Meanwhile, in the back line, down goes the Draven. Barely does anything as Rascal and Juhan are just hounding them as finally the Magnus Storm comes in, but this is DRX just wiping them up once again. TP into mid, and this will be DRX taking the 2-0 tonight.
clean 2-0. Very one-sided games. And I gotta say, Valdez, this one was not about Poby.
No.
And Fate here, he is going to take Zeus out just as a parting gift. Goodbye. And the vision control in this series, not just in this game for DRX, was immaculate. A clinical way of playing 1-3-1 here with the Nocturne.
It's a really good look for DRX.
It really, really is.
Gotta give them a lot of credit in this one. GG 2-0 DRX.